Hello my dear students, I welcome you all to your history online class. So again today we will be discussing or we will be focusing from your Indian history with chapter number 3, that is known as social and religious movement. So this is the most important chapter under the Indian history, where we mainly focus with the Western ideas, views towards the Indian system, because we know that how the Britishers, they wanted to dominate India for longer period of time so that they could drain lots of wealth, implementing lots of policies, lots of system, and that ultimately led to a lots of frustration, lots of harassment to the Indian people as well as the Indian state. So let's start the class to talking about the impact of modern ideas in Europe on the Indian administration. So here we focus that how during the 19th century that the Britishers wanted to control India either directly or indirectly. So based on that, policies, different types of schemes or different types of system was being implemented by Governor General or the Viceroy, whoever came under the Britishers, and overall their main motto, their idea was to drain lots of wealth from India, and that became one of the most important factor for the Britishers to stay in India for a longer period of time. And we all know it mainly started from the Battle of Plassey in the year of 1757, and it went till 1947. On 15th of August, finally India attained independence. That means for long journey, 190 years, 19 decades, Britishers, they ruled in India with such kind of policies, with such kind of system, and that made Indian leaders to sacrifice their life. Lots of movement has been formed, like Mahatma Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose. We all know the leaders' name based on their contribution, and that became one of the factor for the Britishers to stay because of the wealth they were being attracted to. Next we talk about under the Western ideas or under the Britishers, they had got mainly three types of schools which had got lots of views, lots of ideas on the Western philosophy, and it has been discussed under the three schools. First we talk about the conservative Tory school, which the school mainly says that there should be no disturbance on the ideas or the system that the Britishers are wanting to implement on the Indian society or the Indian states. So this was the first school. In the second, what we see is talking about the liberal Tory school, that administrative there should be some kind of changes on the Indian states with the Indian policies, because the Britishers wanted to put their power, they wanted to put their domination over the Indian states and the people. And what is written here, there should not be any such kind of abolishment on culture and society. They will implement policies, system and so many other things, but there should not be any such kind of putting pressure on the culture and the society. Third school we see talking about the utilitarian or the evangelist school. So even this school mainly talks about the how the East India Company, after they introduced this school, mainly implementing towards the business, that is import and export business. If you remember that the son of Akbar the Great, known as Jahangir, under his leadership, under his province, two English officers who came from the English East India Company, Sir Thomas Roe and Sir William Hawkins, and after they got permission to deal with the import and export business, they got a license and they opened factory in Surat in Gujarat, the first factory in India by the English East India Company. So similarly, same kind of thought, same kind of system they also wanted to implement through this evangelist or the utilitarian school. Next we talk about the James Mill. James Mill, he was one of the great leader. At the same time he was also like a writer, and he wrote talking about the history of India, a book where emphasizing on the criticizing on the topic of Lord Cornwallis system, the permanent settlement, if you remember, which was established in the year of 1793 for 10 years. For 1 decade a system will be formed where there will be zamindars in the middle section, lower there will be a commoners or the peasant agriculture like farmers, and on top there will be a Britishers. So all the zamindars, they were been given a task, a work to go and collect taxation from the farmers, and that taxation was being given to the Britishers, but even the zamindars used to add some kind of interest on the rate of taxation that was being put effect by the Britishers. So similarly talking about the permanent settlement. Next, talking about the Hailbury cadets. So this also we see that how the Indian administration was a center point, a key point where lots of Western countries, especially the Britishers, they wanted to put a lot of restriction on this topic, and finally they also wanted to get lots of changes, lots of wealth they wanted to drain from the India subcontinent. And the last topic for today's class is known as the William Bentinck. William Bentinck is regarded as one of the main Governor General of India who came during the time of 1828, but even he has one kind of achievement. Along with Raja Rammohn Roy, who is regarded as the father of Indian Renaissance given by Rabindranath Tagore, he along with Raja Rammohn Roy abolished Sati system in the year 1829, the next year after he came as a Governor General, and even he made a lot of changes on the Indian system or on the Indian administration. So this was overall the introduction part about the European on the Indian administration, about the three schools, their ideas, Western views, points, what they wanted to do, and so on. Hope you have understood in today's class the subtopics that I explained you. Till then, stay safe. Thank you. God bless.